This edition of the Ridley Report is brought to you by NewHampshireFreePress.com.
Okay. And also, I'd rather not be video and audio recorded.
So, okay.
So I'd like to shut that off right now. So shut it off, or you're going to be coming with me.
Can I ask you who you are, sir?
Yep, I'm from the New Hampshire SPCA, the Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals. I'm an investigator. Right now, if there's no shelter up for these horses, there's a violation here. The horses have to have shelter from November 1st to April 15th of every year. And there's no shelter that I can see on this property.
Hi there, can I help you? I'm the caretaker of the place.
I'm waiting for the police department to show up.
Okay, why is that?
Because these horses don't seem to have any shelter until November 1st to April 15th of every year they're supposed to have shelter.
Yeah, we're aware of the laws that are in place. We do have shelter up, in fact.
Well, I asked that gentleman that. He said that he's not willing to show me the adequate shelter for the horses.
Okay.
So if somebody's willing to show us the adequate shelter, then we can go away and we won't bother anybody.
Okay, is there any law that says that I have to allow you onto my property?
Nope, but we can go get a search warrant and come back and then you'll be arrested if there's no shelter out there. That's simple as that. I mean, either you cooperate or you don't.
Okay, if it's as simple as that, you know, I can get the property owner here pretty quickly and, you know.
Well, I would suggest that you do that because the police are on the way up here as well and we're going to settle this today.
Okay.
Because if there's no shelter, these horses can be removed from this property.
Yep, we're well aware of that.
So if you have shelter and it's adequate, we go away, we don't bother you anymore. You don't want to let us on the property, you don't want to show us the shelter, we have to go by
well, I need the property owner's permission. I just can't let anybody on the property.
We go by what we see here. If we don't see the adequate shelter for the horses.
Well, we've got a lot of land here, so it's hard to see just with this little bit of road right here.
Yep.
You know, I'm not trying to pick a fight with you or anything, but I need permission from the property owner to let anybody onto the property.
Well, the son wouldn't even let me go on the property.
Well, he doesn't have permission either. You know, he's not the property owner. He doesn't own the property.
Yeah.
Brian Travis does. So we were told by the property owner, which I need to respect his.
Brian Travis, the owner of the horses?
Yes, he is.
Okay. Well, if you can call him and get permission for us to come on, the police are on the way up now.
That's in the works right now.
If you can show us the shelter for the horses, then we'll be all set. Do they go in at night or?
We have run-ins built. So we don't put them in, which as far as I'm concerned, the law states that
they have to have access to a run-in during the day if you don't have a barn for them?
Yeah, no, they do.
How do they have access to a run-in shelter? I don't see a run-in shelter out there.
The landscape curves down so you can't see it from here. So I don't lock them in a barn every night, but they have a run-in.
Horses can go down.
A run-in is absolutely fine, correct? A three-sided structure with a roof.
As long as all the horses that you have can fit into that shelter. Yeah. That would be adequate.
Yeah. Okay, well, if the police are on their way,
they are.
make sure that they don't step foot onto the property unless we get permission here, so.
Yes, they're on the way.
Okie dokie.
So let us know one way or the other when you get permission and you don't.
Yep, will do.
If he doesn't want to, like I say, we'll go back and get the search warrant and we'll come on.
If it's easy as that, that's what we have to do.
If there's not adequate shelter, then somebody gets charged and the animal gets removed.
Yep. Okay.
How we doing?
Good.
You being audio and video recorded?
Okay. So this is Steve from the SPCA. We have the right to check the property to make sure that there's shelter for the horses, like you were just explaining to me. Did you want to explain that to them?
Yeah, it's either you let us on the property to check it. If you say no, then we have to go through the route of getting a search warrant. If we get a search warrant, we come back and find there's no shelter on the property, then you guys can be arrested for animal cruelty and neglect and be charged with a misdemeanor count on each one of the animals that don't have a shelter.
You just said that it's a right that we have to allow you onto the property?
So he can check, to do his job. If you don't allow us
what is the law or this right that you're saying that there is? Is it in the New Hampshire State Constitution? Like, what? I've never heard of this right that I have to allow you onto the property.
Well, he needs to check to see if there's shelter. So you're not going to allow us, like you said, we're going to have to go the other route to make sure there is shelter on the property.
Yeah, well, it's up to the property owner, and he's not here right now.
Okay. What's the property owner's name?
Brian Travis.
Okay, I know Brian very well.
I'm sure you already have that information. You're, at his house.
I know.
You didn't,
Right.
So.
I know Brian very well, so.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
So
you said you were going to call him and see if he would give us permission. Did you try to reach out and call him?
I did. He said he didn't want you being here without him.
when's he coming back?
I'm not sure. He works in Massachusetts.
So if we wanted to reschedule this whole thing for when he's here or something, I think that would be a fair arrangement or something. We're just not going to allow you to be here unless he's here and he gives permission. I have no authorization whatsoever to allow anybody onto the property.
Okay. And also, I'd rather not be video and audio recorded.
It's okay.
So I'd like to shut that off right now.
I'd rather not.
Well, I'm asking, it's illegal right now what you're doing. We don't want to be audio, video,
You already
recorded.
got your consent, though, when he came up and said
Well,
that
then I told you I want it off now, so he needs to shut it off now. So shut it off.
Is there any law that says that he has to?
Absolutely.
What is the law?
Absolutely, you need to have the person's verbal permission.
We
And I
got-
just
we
told
got
him-
your permission.
You
and I
got
just
my
told you I
permission.
want
He
it
just
off.
told you he wanted it off. I didn't give you my permission either, and it's a felony if you're taping.
You guys
and,
are public-
and recording that.
Public people here. You have every right
So
to...
shut it off, or you're going to be coming with me.
Okay.
Alrighty?
This edition of the Ridley Report is brought to you by NewHampshireFreePress.com, the libertarian paper cranking out great news and opinion since early 2006. NewHampshireFreePress.com.